short look back in time to the 90s, I explore all the notable real-world events and their cinematic counterparts, starting with 1990 itself. Some of the biggest world events happening at the time were the Gardner heist, the biggest art theft in history. Also, the invention of the World Wide Web had just occurred. Some of the biggest movies were Home Alone, The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Total Recall, Die Hard 2, Rocky V. Home Alone was loosely associated with the Gardner heist, and the rest just happened to be very big blockbusters.
This is my house. I have to defend it.
Moving on to 1991, Operation Desert Storm had just begun. The fall of the Soviet Union had occurred, and the biggest blockbusters of the time were Terminator 2, Beauty and the Beast, Silence of the Lambs, The Addams Family, and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles sequel, as well as JFK. Beauty and the Beast, one of the greatest Disney movies of all time, was a big blockbuster for Disney, as well as Silence of the Lambs, one of the greatest thriller movies of all time, and The Addams Family, still a very classic Halloween movie to this day.
May I have the salt?
What do we say?
Now.
In 1992, the Bosnian genocide begins. The official end of the Cold War occurs, and riots in Los Angeles take place after the Rodney King murder. However, people still manage to find happiness in movies with hits like Aladdin, Home Alone 2, Batman Returns, Lethal Weapon 3, Wayne's World, and Basic Instinct. Disney doing very well at this time in the 90s, as well as Home Alone 2 grossing almost as much as its first installment.
She a suspect?
She's a suspect.
I wanted to write a book about the murder of a retired rock and roll star.
You know how she does the boyfriend? With an ice.
1993 was a big year for world events. The World Trade Center was bombed in an act of domestic terrorism. Use of the internet grows exponentially. Jurassic Park, one of the highest grossing movies of all time. We see the late Robin Williams do his thing, cross-dressing in Miss Doubtfire, and Schindler's List takes a look into the past at the Holocaust. Cool Runnings also shows the Jamaican bobsled team in a very interesting movie.
It's a beautiful afternoon in Calgary, and there is a lot more coming up.
Is this whole thing a big joke?
I can't get my helmet on. Oh, thanks, Coach.
1994 happened to be a big year across the pond, with the Channel Tunnel opening, connecting Britain and France. Nelson Mandela is elected as president of South Africa. Africa sees another genocide with the Rwanda genocide. However, big year in movies with Forrest Gump, The Lion King, The Flintstones, Dumb and Dumber, The Mask, and Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction being one of my personal favorite movies of all time. Forrest Gump being another very popular one. The Lion King is Disney's adaptation of Shakespeare's classic Hamlet, and everyone's favorite family from Bedrock takes to the screen with the Flintstones.
Home to the Flintstones.
Wilma, I'm home!
This summer,
1995 was a big year with the foundation of eBay. O.J. Simpson was found not guilty of a double murder. Oklahoma City bombings occurred, and a sarin gas attack in the Tokyo subway, as well as the world's deadliest subway disaster occurring in Baku Metro in Azerbaijan. This year was not a good year to take the subway. However, if you're going to watch movies, it was a great one. With the releases of Toy Story, Batman Forever, Apollo 13, another Disney hit Pocahontas, Ace Ventura, GoldenEye, Casper, Seven, and Braveheart, all hitting the screen in that year.
Well, that's a bit sudden, but all right.
Is that what you call a proposal?
I love you. Always have.
In 1996, mad cow disease hits Britain. There are 2 royal divorces, and the Unabomber is arrested in another act of domestic terrorism. However, on screen, another big year with Independence Day, Jerry Maguire, 101 Dalmatians, The Nutty Professor, and The Hunchback of Notre Dame, all being released that year, as well as everyone's favorite Michael Jordan movie, Space Jam.
Pardon me, Mr. Jordan. Could I have your your John Hancock?
what's going on here?
We need your help!
1997 being a big year in news with the first Harry Potter book being released. Hong Kong is returned to China. Princess Diana unfortunately dies in a tragic car accident. Pathfinder sends back images of Mars. Scientists clone sheep. And Tiger Woods wins the Masters in a dramatic fashion. Also on the silver screen, big movies like Titanic, Men in Black, Jurassic Park, the sequel, Air Force One, Good Will Hunting, Con Air, and Hercules all hit the screen in that year.
Get ready to rumble! My favorite part of the game, sudden
In 1998, India and Pakistan test nuclear weapons. The Titanic becomes the most successful movie ever. U.S. President Clinton is impeached. And on the silver screen, we see Saving Private Ryan, Armageddon, A Bug's Life. We see Adam Sandler do his thing in The Waterboy, Rush Hour, and Godzilla. (1999) being the most relatable year in cinema as far as movies to cultural events, as well as many big events in the news such as the fear of the Y2K bug. The Euro is released to the public, JFK Jr. dies in a plane crash, NATO attacks Serbia, and the Panama Canal returns to Panama. Three Kings being a movie that looks over Operation Desert Storm previously mentioned. The Matrix is released relating to the release of the internet in 1990 as well as its explosion in 1993.
Have you ever had a dream, Neo, that you were so sure was real? What if you were unable to wake from that dream? How would you know the difference?
Overall, 1990s, a great year in cinema. However, we struggle to find connections between cinema and real-world events, being few and far between.